Hi everybody, I am Salavallo and I have been to every country in the world, and that includes the richest countries and the poorest countries and the safest countries and the least safe countries. And what I've realized though, especially when I was visiting the countries that the media always teaches us are so dangerous or full war zones, or that you will absolutely die if you go to these countries, what I've always found is that in reality, these places are full of life. People go on with their daily lives. Even in harsh conditions, there's always positivity that exists in these places. And furthermore, the misunderstanding that the media perpetuates by trying to hammer in this idea of negativity around these specific locations really skews the way that we view these places, and that is unfair. And it's not fair that the only times that these places are in the media or in the news or get any kind of international attention are for these kind of negative things that happen, and that even positive things or things that should bring us together get altered to be divisive and to further perpetuate this view of areas as violent or as savage or backwards. And so today, because everybody has been talking about, and there's so much going around on Lebanon because of the horrific explosion that happened on Tuesday, I wanted to give my experiences in Lebanon and talk about the truth about Lebanon, which I think is so beautiful in a place that people really view only because of an older history of long-term violence, and to show that the current situation, not only the explosion, but all of the strife that has been happening the past few months, does not take away from that beauty in Lebanon. So, as we all know, on Tuesday, there was one of the largest explosions in human history in the port of Beirut because of a large amount of explosives that were poorly kept there. And although there is no indication yet that this was an attack, you still have that world leaders trying to skew the story to saying that it's possibly an attack because that's what fits the narrative of Lebanon. And instead of focusing on the over 100 people who have died, the thousands who have been injured, and the hundreds of thousands who have lost their homes, and the $3 billion of expected damage that has happened, we want to focus on continuing the story of Lebanon as a place of war and destruction, and stop looking at the beautiful parts of that. And I don't want anybody to think that this amazing place is only full of this negativity. So I've been to Lebanon 4 times, and when living in the Middle East, Lebanon is always seen as like one of the best party places. It's where people go to relax, go to some of the best clubs, have some of the best food, has just incredible vibes, and that has always been the reason that I have visited. It's not at all ever felt to me like a dangerous place or a war zone or a place that I would be afraid to go for any reason. And so when I tell people that I've been to Lebanon and they ask if it was scary or if I felt safe, I think that's so far from the truth. And I'm so surprised that that's what people still think. The first time that I went to Lebanon, I went with my ex-girlfriend, and we went on this amazing date that one of my Lebanese friends had like fully outlined for us. We went on bike riding on the Corniche. We ate some of the best foods. We went to, that girlfriend ever told me she loved me. So I have amazing memories from that trip in Lebanon. I went back strictly for a party. We wanted to get out of the city, out of the UAE, and it was like easy to go to Beirut, have a weekend full of parties and come back for work the next week. That's a very, very common thing. Beirut is so accessible and so much fun to always go to. My third and my fourth visits were when I was going into Syria. I went through the Lebanese border. Again, those visits were all about family. I stayed with my friends' families in their homes, and both of those trips, it was just about being incredibly welcomed, because the Lebanese are some of the most hospitable people and caring people and fun people in the world. And so I asked a handful of my Lebanese friends in the past couple days, of course, checking in to see if their families are safe, how they're feeling. It's a horrible time for them because so much destruction has happened, and it's already been really hard times in Lebanon. However, I think it's really important to look at the positives and what can bring the Lebanese people together and the world together to support Lebanon. And one of them directed me to a post that was done by a woman named Frankie Atta Allah. I'll put the name here because this is all from her. This is, 100%, but it really encapsulates what the Lebanese people are and what Lebanon is about. And so I want to read it to you guys because I find it so accurate and true. So it says, what kind of people are Lebanese people? It says, Lebanese people are the kind of people who go to your family member's funeral even if they only met you once. The kind of people who would rather sit with friends drinking, smoking cigarettes, and telling stories than sleeping any night, every night. Lebanese people are the kind of people who know their way around a charcoal grill because that means that we're eating together. The kind of people who have 10-course mezza meals because a one entree lunch is just too short. Lebanese people are the kind of people who look out the plane window and feel a soulful, fiery connection to the soil below. The kind of people who got used to bombs, used to pain, and used to living like this. The kind of people who accept you into their warm arms and their warm house without question. The kind of people who can follow directions without using street names. The kind of people who will drive from the mountains through the city to the beach. The kind of people who always look better with a tan. Lebanese people are the kind of people who will party till breakfast and then party at breakfast. The kind of people who will call you Habibi, my love, my dear, even when they don't know you very well yet. The kind of people that crack jokes and mess with you because they love you. The kind of people who respect and love their elders. Lebanese people are the kind of people who speak in poetry, proverbs, and with their hands. The kind of people who learn 3 languages as a baby. The kind of people who know what the right thing is to do and do it. The kind of people who have always been misunderstood, misrepresented, and mistreated. The kind of people that have been through hell with resilience, grace, and humility. Lebanese people are the kind of people I love. And I have to echo that sentiment. I could not have put it in any way more beautifully than Frankie Atta Allah did. So I'm happy to share that with you. I'll put her details below as well. And also, if you're interested in looking at ways that you can help the people in Lebanon, there are an incredible amount of NGOs and organizations that are raising funding and that are helping the people who have lost their homes and lost their family members. So, one that we can recommend is the Lebanese Red Cross. They're doing a lot of work and they have a lot of activities already in the country, so they know where and how to help. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that, to show you that these places that you might only hear negative things about, that you might only hear or see on your screens when there is a bomb or something horrible happening, that they are incredibly beautiful places with incredibly caring people, and that these are places that need to be viewed not only for their negativity and for the horrible things that happen, but for the beauty of the culture and all that they can contribute to the world. This is a lesson for us to unite, to get together, and not to judge or to perpetuate negative stereotypes of other countries. So I've always loved Lebanon. I've loved every single visit that I've made to it. I have a handful of incredible Lebanese friends, and I hope that all of those that have suffered will be able to get through this, and I think that we need to be able to do that together. So, I hope that you all will travel safe wherever you are, stay safe wherever you are, and continue to learn the things that you didn't know you didn't know.